NFL Experts Live. I'm Dave Cresswell along with Lou Davey. Lou, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, and we are pleased to be joined by RealBuffaloSports on Twitter. Check them out. We're going to be debating some topics on the NFL. So what's going on?
Nothing much.
All right, so let's get this thing rolling. Our first topic that we can debate is the signing of Ellis Dumervil, defensive end, formerly the Denver Broncos, signed a 5-year deal to the Baltimore Ravens. Dave, we'll start with you. Was it more the Broncos disrespecting Ellis Dumervil? Was it their fault that he left Baltimore by not getting a deal done sooner? Or what do you think? Who do you think was on the end of whose fault this was that Dumervil is now in Baltimore?
Well, I mean, I don't know if you could say it's anyone's fault or disrespecting anyone, because obviously the whole other deal with the fax machine and everything. But I think it's a great pickup by the Ravens. I mean, when you think about it, everyone's saying how they lost all these players, obviously, which they did, like Paul Kruger and Ellerby, and obviously Lewis retired. But honestly, their defense is still pretty good. Once you actually think about it, now they have Dumervil. Suggs will be back with full strength. Upshaw should be getting better. I mean, Haloti not. I really think that they're not going to be in that bad of a situation as everyone thinks they're going to be next year.
Brendan, what do you think about that?
He'll be a guy that's going to fill in for Paul Kruger on the pass rush. So I think it's a big move for Baltimore.
Yeah, I mean, the thing with me is just, although everyone says it's because of the fax is the reason why Dumervil ended up not getting a deal done. I think if Denver wanted him that bad, they would have got a contract done sooner, because really if they waited till the last minute to reconstruct his contract, and really it was all about Dumervil feeling wanted. That's what he said. There was reports on ESPN. Ravens paid him more, 5-year deal, more committed to him, and I think at first I was kind of surprised. I thought the reason they moved on with Kruger was because they're going to give more playing time to Courtney Upshaw, like Dave said. But like you also said, Paul Kruger will be gone, but you also have Terrell Suggs, so it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. So Dave, what do we have next?
Well, next, I mean, I think this one's more for you, Lou. I mean, you're a big fan. Trent Richardson is being sued by two women who claim to be assaulted at his house. What do you think about that, being a big Trent Richardson fan?
I don't really, I mean, when I first found out about this, I was kind of, because if you don't know, we're all three of us are in a keepers fantasy league, and I have Trent Richardson as my keeper. I don't really think this is going to affect anything football-wise, but it's kind of showing some character issues, which I don't like. That could eventually have him miss some time maybe in football. I hope this isn't true. I hope that he's just being accused, but if not, it's not a good thing. Brendan, what do you think about this topic, and how do you think this could affect Trent Richardson's football year this coming into the season?
It probably will affect Trent Richardson in football, but I haven't really heard anything from Trent Richardson with off-field problems. So hopefully this will just be a one-time thing, and then he'll get over it. Yeah, get the running back they was last year.
Yeah, it's just interesting because of the way what it was too, having to send his girlfriend to assault 2 women is pretty serious. But I'm not sure. Like Brendan said, it's going to be hopefully a one-time thing, and we'll see how his, like he said as well, his character issues haven't really been that much of a question as of late. But it'll be interesting to see. Dave, what do you think?
I don't really think he'll have much problem with him. I just wanted to throw that in there, obviously. But I really don't think it's going to affect him at all.
Yeah. All right. So next topic we got another This is a kind of a topic about all the position itself. There's a lot of veteran free agents that are out there, and at defensive end position, a lot of good veteran productive free agents. Listed guys like Dwight Freeney, formerly of the Indianapolis Colts, was Ellis Dumervil until he got picked up by the Ravens. You got O.C. Manure, formerly of the Giants. Why are these? Also, John Abraham, formerly of the Atlanta Falcons. Dave, why do you think these guys aren't being signed as of soon and as of late? And when do you think that these guys will get signed? Obviously, there's already been reports about O.C. getting a deal done with the Falcons, but why do you think these veteran defensive ends aren't getting deals done as quickly as other positions?
I'm not really sure about that, but I mean, obviously O.C. they're all going to end up somewhere eventually. I mean, you always see how people sometimes are longer in free agency. Obviously, unlike Martellus Beneficio, who got signed minutes after the thing opened along with Mike Wallace, but then when you think back to last year, Peyton Manning took a while before he landed in Denver. But I think that he'll OC will end up in Atlanta probably. I mean, he's obviously there. And then, I mean, when you look at the other two who are more veterans than OC, with John Abraham and Dwight Freeney, I know the Broncos are very interested in Freeney, but then Abraham visited them there, so I think I definitely think one of them will get signed in Denver, and then I know the Seahawks have been looking at Freeney or been looking for another defensive end, even though they've signed up Cliff Averill. So, yeah.
Brendan, what's your take on that?
I think the reason for why nobody's signing them is because they're asking for big contracts and they're getting up there in age. Like, John Abraham's 31, and that's really old for a pass rusher, so
yeah,
team tough for him. But, OC's close to a deal with Atlanta, and then Dwight Freeney was in Denver the other day, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I agree with you guys both. Like Brendan said, the contracts are a bit high for what they're asking, and like you said, it's kind of like running back where you're looking for the younger legs that can play in all positions. I think Freeney wasn't as productive, maybe because of the age, but also switching to a 3-4 system last year with the Colts. You're always looking for a lot of pass rushers, but I think it's kind of like running back where you can get younger guys for a lesser price that can be just as productive. So I would agree, but like you guys said both, Dwight Freeney's going to find a spot. I think it's most likely going to be Denver. John Abraham could go many of ways. I don't think as the pass rusher there. He could be as a role player. Maybe a team like the Jets that just lost Calvin Pace, the outside linebacker, get a veteran across from Quentin Coples, their first-round pick of last year. So it's going to be interesting to see where they go, but I can agree with you both as veteran defensive ends is not of need based on their price range.
Yeah. All right, so next let's talk a little bit about the NFL draft. Obviously, Geno Smith being the big quarterback in the draft this year. The Jets have shown interest in him now. I've been hearing the Bills held a private workout for him, and the Eagles are interested in him. Lots of teams showed up for his pro day. Where do you guys think he'll end up?
Brendan, you can go first.
I think the Jaguars are going to take him somewhere in the second round because they said they have interest for him in the first round, but I think they're just trying to get people to trade with them for the first round pick and give them some big stuff. But I think they'll follow the Jaguars or the Cardinals maybe. We said they want a quarterback, but they might go after him.
So you're telling me Geno Smith's going to fall to the second round?
Yeah. Nobody's really expressing interest in the first round. How about you guys?
Well, what about the Bills who just held a private workout for him as well as the Jaguars and Eagles?
Yeah, they're saying with these private workouts that they want these players. They also have Landry Jones in here today, but they're saying that they want a quarterback in the second round. So I don't know why they would have Geno Smith if they don't think he's going to fall in the second round.
I'd say Geno Smith won't fall past the Jets.
Agreed.
At all. I mean, if he's there, the Jets are going to pick him up. The Raiders, there's been talks about them getting it. The Jaguars, there's been talks there. The Eagles, there's been talks even there. I've seen mock drafts with the Eagles taking him. I could easily see them going to any of those teams I just mentioned, especially the Jets and the Bills, so I definitely don't see him falling behind the Jets.
Yeah, Brendan, I'm going to disagree with you as well. There's a lot of teams like Dave said, that are going to be looking for a good, productive quarterback that they need, and really, Geno Smith is the best of a bad situation. If you look at where he would go last year, I think it would be around the second round. But I don't know. I mean, there's always rumor. I mean, people think that the Eagles could go with all these defensive free agent signings. You could think that it's setting him up to go get there. Maybe the Jaguars. I think at second overall, I do agree with you. That is a stretch. I don't know. I think the Bills. I don't think the Cardinals. I don't think he fits in Bruce Arians' scheme as well. I think you would see Matt Barkley as more of a fit, or Mike Glennon in the later rounds. But I just don't know. I think when you look at what the Bills have, and you guys both know this because you're both very deep into the Bills. Tavares Jackson going into training camp is your one guy pretty much, as well as that other guy that I don't even know. Geno Smith has played in cold weather. He's a big quarterback, smart, mobile if he needs to. He's a great pocket passer. I don't know if the Bills want to take him up, and I don't know if he'll even get there. Maybe somebody trades up. I don't really see that happening. Maybe the Bills want to. And like Dave said, too, the Jets have been showing interest in, with Mark Sanchez. You never know, to bring in more competition, but I think he could be their number one guy, too. Dave, what do you think about that?
Well, I mean, in my latest mock draft, you can check it out at my blog at realdealnfl.blogspot.com or on getrealfootball.com. I had Geno Smith going number 8 to the Buffalo Bills. I mean, they've shown interest. I mean, they don't have a quarterback like you were just saying. And I think that he's a great fit for the Bills, even though he's had trouble playing in cold weather. But I definitely think he'll go high in the first round.
Yeah, but I don't like Geno Smith with this kind of offensive coordinator and Doug Marrone. Doesn't really want a speedy quarterback like that. We're probably going to get someone like Landry Jones, maybe more Matt Barkley, someone like that.
But Landry Jones is their starter heading into next year. I mean, I'm not going to doubt the guy already. They did just hold a private workout with him. What about E.J. Manuel? What do you guys think about maybe the Bills getting E.J. Manuel?
They've shown interest in both of them, and if they go with Landry Jones or E.J. Manuel, they can easily pick them up in the second round, and that's definitely where some of the edge comes from, because they can pick up a great player, 8 overall. But then, I mean, it depends really, because are the Bills, with their new head coach, Doug Marrone, still going to run the West Coast offense next year? If not, that's really going to change it.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure, Brendan. Do you know what they're thinking of running next year? Or have they released it yet?
Wait, what was that?
Wait, what are you guys talking about?
Do you think, are the Bills still going to run a West Coast offense with Doug Marrone? I'm not sure yet. Did they say anything about that, Brendan, or are you not sure yet?
No, I haven't heard anything about the West Coast offense yet. I'll look into that.
Yeah, alright.
They did run similar schemes like the Bills did, the Syracuse offense did last year.
Mm-hmm.
Another guy that really a lot of Buffalo fans, and I'm going to stick on the Buffalo topic with their quarterback situation, a lot of guys that they're talking about at quarterback is from Syracuse, obviously, is a great fit because of Doug Marrone and also their offensive coordinators from Syracuse, is Ryan Nassib. A lot of people saying, I mean, he reminds me of Ryan Fitzpatrick, really, so I don't know how much you're upgrading. But I don't know, I don't want to be that skeptic on the guy already, but
yeah.
Is he a legit? I don't think he's a legitimate shot at the 8th overall. But do you think? Would you be happy if you passed on E.J. Manuel and Landry Jones and guys? I mean, maybe more Landry Jones. I don't think he's as good as Ryan Nassib, of course. But would you guys be happy with Nassib? How do you think he would fit the Buffalo?
Well, I'd be pretty happy. I mean, obviously he plays like Fitz, but he's definitely an upgrade. Obviously, has more upside. It still hasn't shown anything in the NFL, and Fitz is on the decline for him. And obviously, he might be the next Russell Wilson, like, draft-wise position. I can see him in the 3rd round, easily. And obviously with the Bills, with an early 3rd round pick, I can see that. And then I really think any quarterback, other than Geno Smith, will fall in the 2nd round. The only thing is Matt Barkley might go to the Cardinals or someone before the Bills get him there. But I don't think the Bills have to worry about quarterbacks, because there's definitely a lot of them in the draft.
Yeah, because you can always see maybe a team like the Cardinals, or don't even count out the Bills, maybe trading back in the 1st round if they really like Barkley. Brendan, what do you think about Nassib and what the Bills could do in the later rounds?
I would like Nassib, but no, I really don't want the Bills to take a 1st round quarterback because there's so many that are going to fall in the 2nd round, and we have so many more needs. But Ryan Nassib would be good because of the chemistry with the coaches, and I just like him as a quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, the thing with, too, is this is the worst. I mean, if you were going to go get a run quarterback, obviously they still thought Fitz could be their answer last year. I mean, last year it was crazy deep at the position. No one knew what Russell Wilson was going to be as a 3rd round pick out of Wisconsin. And now, I mean, this is pretty much where, pretty much going into it for the Bills, it's not, well, Geno Smith's the best quarterback, and that's why you pick him. You pick him if you think that he's going to be your franchise guy and that he's going to be the one that gives you a best chance of winning a championship, not just making the playoffs. In the future, you're going to want to see him raising a Super Bowl in Buffalo, and that's what you have to think about, too. It's not just, well, he's the best guy and we need a quarterback position. You don't want to rush it into that situation. With the Bills not making the playoffs in 13 years, you want to make the best position possible for this organization, and that's what I think on my take on Geno Smith. If that's what they think, then go ahead. If not, if they like somebody else, or obviously you're going to see them bring in another